Ah,
Uh, no, I'm gonna leave that alone. Jerry Jones sends a blunt ultimatum to Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys coaching staff. The
uh-oh.
athletic Diana Rossini reported that Cowboys players were told this week that they cannot make the same mistake the Patriots made in 2019 in their regular season finale against a division opponent. The Patriots in 2019, like the Cowboys this week in week 18, are double-digit betting favorites against a division bottom feeder. More importantly, an ultimatum appeared to be delivered to Mike McCarthy, even though they will secure the number two seed. According to a league source, the message the Cowboys this week: we can't squander the number two seed. Damn that seed. If the
Hey,
opportunity, you're in the playoffs, you can't squander this opportunity. See, what happens, Ocho, is that people get caught up in the seeds. Oh, I'm the
right,
number one seed. I'm the
right,
number two seed.
right.
Man, the team that's playing against you don't give a damn about that.
At
They
all.
coming to drop. They coming to drop boulders on you.
See, doesn't matter. But again, here goes Jerry Jones again. Why are you even saying anything, putting that type of
Hey,
pressure on your team? I'm not saying the pressure because
you
at
like
the end of
making
the
it
day,
about
it's
himself.
still football. But why?
You remember I told you, Ocho?
Why?
You remember I told you, Ocho? There are certain bosses that like to constantly remind you, I have the opportunity. I gave you employment. I can take employment. That's
We
Jerry.
we know though. We
We know.
know.
Yeah, we know
What's the
you,
what's the
Jerry.
what's
We
the
know you
point?
own the Cowboys. We know you the CEO, you the VP, you wash the jerseys, you mow the grass. We know you control every single aspect of the Cowboys.
Jerry needs to get out the way.
He
Jerry
can't.
Jones needs to get out the way. I'm not sure who those are closest to him that are advising him. I'm sure there are people that he cares about. I'm sure there are people that care about him. But if you want to see your football team go and get to where it needs to get to, we need you in the background. You don't need to be front and center doing all the talking, adding more pressure and bulletin board material for the team that they're playing that is a division opponent. Even though they're a bottom feeder, those games are very difficult. Those
Yes,
games are very difficult because you're
right.
playing a team that is familiar with you. They know your tendencies. Like, come on, Jerry, you can't do that, man. Come on, baby.
See, that's the whole thing. That's why I didn't work with him and Jimmy. He won't credit.
Hey, Jimmy was the alpha. Jimmy alpha. I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell.
He had to get him out there.
I could tell. Yeah, I could
Cause
tell.
ain't nobody talk. All they talk about Jerry was the owner. Ain't nobody talk about like Jerry now.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy didn't play that.
Right.
See, Jerry wants to be the face. See, nobody, you're not going to be the face of the Cowboys, but Jerry Jones.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they talk about when Tom Brady was available. Oh, get Tom Brady. Tom Brady was never going to play for Jerry. Jerry was never going to get Tom Brady. He can't have
No,
somebody bigger than him.
you don't
Oh,
think
go
so?
get Sean Payton and do what? Jerry's not going to allow anybody to come in there and be bigger than him. He won't allow it because his whole being is
Right.
tied to being the owner of the Cowboys.
Right.
His whole being. There are a lot of people that got more money than Jerry. They're not
Mm-hmm.
more famous than Jerry.
Right.
You
Oh,
see?
I see. I see you. I like what you did there. I
Yeah.
like what you did.
So
Okay.
that's Jerry's thing. You're right. He can't get out of the way.
Mm.
Okay.
Goddamn Cowboys. I hope Dak them have a hell of a game too, simply because now they have to back up the talk from the goddamn owner who ain't put on a pair of pads since goddamn 1932.
uh it's not this game they need to worry about.
Oh,
Because
it's next week.
the regular season is not any concern.
Wait a minute. Are they playing their starters or no? It's no
Yes, they
need,
got
huh?
to. Because they got a chance to click. They need to win
Oh,
in order
okay,
to be
okay,
the
okay,
second
okay.
seed. So they
Right,
got to
right,
play their starters.
right. Okay. And also, if they get the second seed, they got home field advantage too, right?
They got but they have to play. The 49ers are the number one seed. So they're
Right.
the only one to get to buy.
The bye, right.
So theoretically, they could possibly have two games at home, maybe
Mm.
three. If somebody knock off the 49ers,
Right.
they could have, they can play
Yeah,
both of their games at home.
unless there's somebody that got a defense like the goddamn Ravens, that's the only way I see the 49ers losing again.
Yeah. Or turnovers. That's the great equalizer come playoff time. That's the great equalizer come
Yeah,
playoff time.
yeah.
Hey, look, and the same thing that happened. You see how the weather was in Baltimore?
Oh, that was
Now
horrible.
now imagine you get that type of
That,
weather in the playoffs.
that's
Now,
horrible.
don't think it won't rain in San Francisco because it will.
It will, yeah. Yeah.
And now guess what? A couple of turnovers, a missed kick, and you up out of there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. When you
So
put it like that.
So it's a situation where, hey, this is what the Cowboys wanted. The Cowboys, like, look, Dak has had an unbelievable season. He has an opportunity to lead the league in passing touchdowns. CD Lamb has an outside shot of leading the league in catches and yards. I think he's like 50, 60 yards behind Tyreek.
Right.
He's ahead of everybody as far as catches. So he has a chance to lead and lead the league in receiving yards and touchdowns. Not touchdowns, excuse me. Receptions and receiving yards. There's an outside chance he can catch Tyreek, but it doesn't matter. What are all those numbers if you get knocked out the first round? If you don't get to the ultimate destination? Because at this point in time, the only thing that matters is, are you in Vegas? Are you in Vegas? Come February, the second week in February, are you in Vegas? That's all I need to know. Right. Everything, there's nothing.
The brother's got 13 sacks. He had 13 his rookie year, 13 and a half his second year. He's one more sack away from a career high. We know what a study is, named to his third consecutive Pro Bowl. Congratulations to him. We know who this brother is, what he brings to the table, and he's 1,000% right. It's beyond that point. We hear it enough about the Cowboys and the learning curve and all of this other stuff. This is America's team. You got to show up and you got to do something, and the reality is I expect them to. First of all, you're going against Sam Howell. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, the brother has been, well, I'm just saying, Sam Howell. That's all I said. Say that is his name, last time I checked. Secondly, and more importantly, he's been sacked an NFL high 61 times this year. Yeah. What do you think Micah Parsons and the Cowboys are going to do to him? Thirdly, you got a division crown on the line, okay? And basically securing the number 2 slot in the NFC, which means the road to the Super Bowl comes through Dallas, with the exception of you having to go up against the San Francisco 49ers. And so to me, with all of that at stake, I don't care if it's Ron Rivera's last game as the head coach of the franchise and all of this stuff. God bless him, wishing him nothing but the best and good health, by the way. The bottom line is nobody expects anything from the Commodores. I mean the Commanders. I mean the Commodores. Hello, is it me you're looking for, Lionel Richie? Nobody's expecting anything from them. They've been a horror show. As far as I'm concerned, there has been nothing impressive going on. They've been as bad as the politicians in the nation's capital. And so when I look at it from that perspective, they've contributed to stinking up the joint. We all know that mercilessly for them, or mercifully rather, their season comes to an end this weekend. I expect the Dallas Cowboys in a competitive game, because they're going to try to show up and act like they care, even though they already made their vacation plans. They already know they're going to Cabo and other places, probably Monday. I expect the Dallas Cowboys to roll up in there and handle their business with relative ease in the second half. Micah Parsons' quotes mean absolutely nothing to me, but it's not because of him. It's because of who his opponents are. It's a waste of time. And thank God the season is over for the Washington Commanders, because they've been a joke, period.
I understand why Micah Parsons is frustrated. I think Micah Parsons feels like all the stuff from the past, all the narratives about the Cowboys have no reflection on me. But here's the reality. When we watch the Cowboys, when they have a good team, in those critical moments, do they show up? Do they seize that moment? Oftentimes, no. But this year, I hope this year is different. You know why? Because it will signal Dak is playing the best of his career. CD Lamb is balling out. Good luck trying to pay this man. Like Micah Parsons, one of the best defensive players in the game. And the Cowboys have got to take advantage of the fact that the Eagles, these Eagles, I don't know what to make of these Eagles. They're a good team, but they are vulnerable right now. And I understand San Francisco smacked the Cowboys early in the season, but that game almost switched the Cowboys season. The Cowboys are a different team now. The problem is, the question we still have about the Cowboys is, against good teams on the road, can you do it? Can you take care of business? They have got to win this game. And I feel like now we're setting them up. The more we talk about them, like, they can't lose this game. How could they lose this game? Against the Commodores, how could they lose this game? It's the Patrick Ewing finger roll, because you're waiting for that ball to go in, and you're like, will it bounce off the rim? And that is my fear. I think they will win, but if we were sitting here on Monday talking about if they lose this game, would it shock me? Would I really be shocked? Unfortunately, no.
I mean, last week we watched the Arizona Cardinals go and beat the then number 2 seed. But what Michael Parsons is saying has nothing to do with this week. He's setting the tone for the playoffs, right? Because Like when I got here and it was the same old Jet stuff where it was like, hey, I was in Baltimore. It's not on my watch. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. Don't try and put that stench on me. But he's having to wear it because this is his third season and he's witnessed it firsthand. So if he wants it to change, he has to change it, right? He has to be